Hey everybody, my name is Nate Walker and I'm your Cybersecurity Readiness Coordinator. The leaves and the temperatures are falling, so I hope you'll grab a warm drink and join me by the fire so we can talk about cybersecurity. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk about GuessNet, but first, a story, a parable, if you will. Imagine it's a brisk autumn day. The leaves have fallen off the tree in your front yard, so you get bundled up in a sweater. You're outside, raking all the leaves up. A bus comes to the stop at the end of your street. A relatively average person gets off the bus and they start walking down the street towards you. They say, "Hey, excuse me, I'm out of water." And they hold up their empty water bottle and say, "Hey, I'm kind of thirsty, I'm out of water. Would you mind if I got some water at your house?" You turn around, you see the spigot on the side of the house, and you say, "Yeah, you can fill up there." They say, "Cool, thank you much." Fill up, and they're on their way. No big deal, right? Well, no, let's change this scenario. This house that you own, that you live at, is a manor, or chateau, if you will, out in the countryside. Very, very old building, beautiful in many ways. However, it doesn't have a spigot on the outside. It only has a water source that's right in the middle of the house. And the only way to get there is to walk past your room, is to walk past the kids' room, is to walk past the dog's room, is to walk past the room with all the antiques and heirlooms. Now, if someone asks you, "Hey, can I fill up my water?" Under those circumstances, would you answer the same way? You may want to take into consideration that it's not so much someone just staying in sight and walking up and just getting their water and being on their way, but they really do have to go into your bubble and walk through your home in order to get this water. And they probably just want to get their water, but do you really want them that close to the kids' room, your room, the antiques, the heirlooms, the dog, the cat? Probably not. And we're going to pivot real quick and stay with me because there is a method to this madness. Take a moment to think about the data that you are a custodian of at work. Is that payroll information, maybe student information such as grades, social security numbers, addresses, financial information, bank account numbers, and that could be for students, for employees, for CCS as a whole. Also, think about all of our work products. Think about the instructional data that you have taken the time to put together and then present, teach, and then come back and fix any issues that there may have been. So you have this special organic product. Now imagine that our chateau is kind of like a network, almost. So the CCS network is kind of like our chateau. And rather than the dog, the cat, the fish, you, your partner, whomever, the kids, rather than them being in the rooms, imagine all of that data is now in the rooms. Now, if someone asked to use your Wi-Fi, which is kind of like our spigot, our water source, would you let them walk past all that stuff just so they could log into Facebook? And that's the point here. When we think of CCSNet versus GuessNet, we think CCSNet. Well, I work at CCS. I'm a student of CCS or of SFCC or SCC. I belong on this network. And then we see GuessNet and we think, "Oh, well, what is that?" That's probably like the Starbucks GuessNet, where just anyone can walk in and use it. When in actuality, these networks are configured differently. Our network offers CCSNet and GuessNet in a very similar fashion. They're a little bit different, but that's starting to get a little bit into the weeds. So the point here is that in order to go on GuessNet, you're going to be able to access some of the same things as someone on CCSNet. Now, both networks are very secure as long as we're not just letting anyone on them. And so who should we be letting on GuessNet? Because we know who should be on CCSNet, but what is this GuessNet? So if we're not just giving it out, then who gets it? Well, guests of CCS. So what that actually means is people who've been invited. That could be guest speakers, that could be sales reps that have an appointment to be here that need it to demonstrate some kind of new instructional aid or something like that. So those are the people that we want to be offering this out to, not just someone who walks in from wherever. So, going forward, towards the end of 2023 and into 2024, we're going to be changing the GuestNet password, and the eraser brigade is going to be going around and erasing all those passwords on the whiteboards, even though it won't work anymore. Now that password's also going to be changed quarterly. In order to get the password, just get in touch with IT. You can call us at 533-HELP. That is 533-HELP. We are here to support you. We want to make sure that if you are a guest speaker, if you are a rep, if you are someone who really should be on GuestNet, we want to make that happen. And we will absolutely be able to get you that information. We're not here to gatekeep it or anything like that. We want to help. We want to support. However, we do need to put these protocols in place to make sure that our data, to make sure that our network, to make sure that, frankly, our personal information and the personal information of our students is properly safeguarded. So, with all of that said, I really hope you liked the story. I hope there were some great images of chateaus and villas out in the mountains or wherever. So, thank you for being here with me this week, and I hope to see you next week. Take care, everybody.